Our first guest of this Sunday of Mike's set of first round of interviews is Tyler Valdez, who is
What's up,
the
Mike?
what's up, dude? Who is the newest social media guy for 12 on Sports.
Yeah, social media manager, blogger. That's what they title they gave me, I guess.
That ain't bad. That's pretty cool. How did you like? How did they reach out to you, or did you reach out to them, or how did that work?
Well, I'm all over Twitter sports. I seen a post about if you're looking into get sports media, you love sports, email
Right.
us. I emailed them, and everything's worked out since.
There you go. I noticed a new life for this stuff. So, before we get into our sports stuff, because I know you're Warriors and a Raiders fan, tell me just a vision that you have, or for 12 on Sports social media, if anything, or you just kind of going with what you got now.
Right. I see opportunity here. I think there's plenty of opportunity in sports media for growth. I think a lot of consumers are tired of hearing the same tired storylines, hearing the same things on corporate, channels.
Yep.
Plus, a lot of people are, cutting the cord, looking for other ways to get their media. I think we got a great opportunity here. I think we're doing a good job. We've got plenty of opportunity to grow.
Yeah, like I was looking at my recent podcast or sports show, and I was like, 400, how many views? We're growing.
Growing.
But enough about that, though. We got some stuff to get into here. The first one, well, I mentioned you're a Raiders and Warriors fan. What is your thoughts on the Chiefs versus the Raiders, which airs today when this interview is aired? Who wins if you're being honest?
Man. I'm pumped. I mean, honestly, Vegas. I think right now the line is about 8 points for the Chiefs.
Ooh.
You got to respect that. They're MVP right now, Mahomes. Got to respect it. I think last game that's what we did. We gave him plenty of pass rush and try to force him to run the ball and take short passes, not give up that deep ball. That's the key to beating the Chiefs. I think for any team really.
Oh,
you want to beat the Chiefs, you got to stop them hitting that big 40, 50-yard touchdown to Hill and giving up the middle to Kelsey. But I think last game we did a great job. Last few games, our defense has really been taken to another level that we haven't seen in the last couple of years, really. So I'm really excited. I mean, they say any given Sunday it can happen, so I don't see why not.
Right. And so a little side question here. I've noticed, like, I've said it on my show before, the Raiders are building kind of like a heat culture where it's like, you don't really know what they got going on, but Mike Mayock and John Gruden are getting their guys, and it's working out so far.
Yeah, I think we finally got to where we got what the coaches want. We got to where we could just pound the ball, and then once we kind of lull them to sleep with that, like Carr take a few shots, that's what we got to do. Last time we played the Chiefs, when the Carr took the most shots downfield and actually hit them, so we could do that again. I think we got a great chance.
Right. Well, hey, best of luck to your team tomorrow. I personally think the Chiefs will win this time.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see. So let's say we're going to the Golden State Warriors now, because I'm a huge basketball fan, and knowing that you're a Golden State fan, this might get kind of interesting. Let's first of all, we know Klay Thompson had an awful Achilles injury right after this ACL tear, and as a person who doesn't like Golden State, you probably, well, for me at least, I found it that Klay is the universally liked Warriors player. Like, everybody hates Draymond. It's half and half on Steph. If Klay isn't injured this year, do the Warriors even have a chance of winning it all?
Oh, 100%.
Oh.
Because regardless if he got hurt or not, we're still getting an Oubre or a guy of that kind of value. We had that mid-level exception regardless, and they were ready to spend. They want to win now.
Right.
So, first of all, I think Klay's the heartbeat of our team. I think we have 0 championships without Klay. The way he's been in the playoffs, just so clutch. Hitting those shots against OKC and then that Houston series years ago. We would have been done without him. I think he honestly is like one of our most important pieces. Big loss, of course, big loss. But I think with Curry, Draymond, us Warrior fans, we have hot and cold takes on him too. Times it drives us nuts too. So feel that. But I think we still got a great look at our starting five after adding Oubre, Wiseman. We still got Wiggins, Curry, Draymond, Pascal off the bench, and plenty of guys to come. Still, free agency just starting. So I think we still got a great chance. It's not going to be as easy as it's been. Obviously, it's going to be a grind. But as a Warrior fan, that first championship was the best because it was a grind. We earned that first one.
Exactly. So. And hey, you're right. Another side thing here with Klay Thompson. So do you believe the Warriors? Let's say Giannis, for sake of argument, stays in Milwaukee. He doesn't go to my Heat. He doesn't go to your Warriors. Is there anybody that you would like to have, like a Bradley Beal? Well, give me a free agent out there that you would just say, wow, that would be awesome if we could just nab him after the Klay injury.
Oh yeah, well after that we got Oubre. I think now you got to look at realistic guys that are going to come on team-friendly deals. I think right now the buzz is all about Avery Bradley. If we get Avery Bradley off the bench, yeah, if he can come in, like say, come off the bench, play with Curry, half a quarter here, half a quarter there, that's going to provide a lot of defensive spark and just more ball movement. That's what we need. We need guys that are just going to fit into what we do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So next Warriors question here. The universal thing is, especially for me as a LeBron fan and a Heat fan, I'm not the biggest Kevin Durant fan. I feel like he could have stayed in OKC and would have proven a lot more. But after what he did, joining the Warriors, getting 2 rings, I believe it was, or 2 rings, and then just kind of saying, oh, screw it, I think Kyrie is a better option here. Do Warriors fans have any ill will towards the guy, or how's that looking?
There's some. I personally, I look at it as, we all have that friend who he has his chick he's talking to, but she has a boyfriend,
Right.
doing some stuff that's not kind of shady, and then everything's working out for him, and then all of a sudden she's pulling the same thing again on him.
Ooh.
It's like, well, what do you expect, buddy? People are who they are, and you got to accept them for who they are. That's who he is. I don't got any will for him. He came in, especially his first year, the defensive energy he brought the first year.
Right.
I really appreciated that, but you could tell that last year he was kind of done. He was kind of, the experiment ran its course. Everyone kind of was ready to move into another direction. A little bit, yeah.
Right.
To where maybe he was kind of rubbing people within the organization the wrong way as well, kind of, getting tired of having to coddle him and worry about his emotions, which is understandable.
Right.
I think he was great. The three years he was there, it was fine. I got no ill feelings towards him.
See, like I said, I'm a LeBron fan and a Heat fan, and I feel like when Heat fans just don't, or when Pat Riley doesn't like LeBron, I'm like, why? Like, is there a reason for this stuff?
I feel like when you get a guy like that to come to your team in that fashion, I think any championships or any success you get, it's all house money. You're playing with the house money, and you gotta just love everything you got with it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He was so quick. I was like, he's a social media guy. I know you're a social media guy. I know he loves social media. Maybe it kind of got to him like, oh, this guy's a snake. I am a snake. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, and especially with the social media, the burner accounts. It's there's a lot of weirdness going on. I think it's just an example of how sports and athletes are changing now. There is a little more. You got to, deal with the personal side of sports, which it is what it is.
He needs to hire you, man. Yep. So I know we talked about some NFL fantasy in private. So give me 2, maybe 3 guys, if you're feeling lucky today, that you did not draft in NFL fantasy that have been good, and you're like, dang it.
Oh, yeah. No, I think it's been one of the weirder years. I played fantasy for a long time, and I don't think we've seen any kind of just having to check Twitter, see, okay, my guy's on the COVID list, what's going on?
That's so annoying.
As well with missing preseason.
Right.
I think it's caused a lot more injuries throughout the year. I had Saquon Barkley in my main league, and went down. I think a lot of these injuries though could be attributed to no preseason, because you're not getting that warm up to getting ready for game action. It's going to cause a lot of issues.
Right.
The 3 guys that I think have really emerged that people didn't see coming before the year was number 1, James Robinson, guy's top 10 back this year.
Jaguars, yeah.
Jaguars, yeah. Before the year, there was like a stable of backs there. Even after Fournette was released, you still had Ozigbo, you had Armstead. There was a lot of guys, so there wasn't a lot of certainty there. And he's been great, really. Top 10 back all year. Another guy is Darrell Henderson.
Right.
Rams. He's been Rams running back. He's probably been the most consistent, especially in PPR. Especially with the rookie Cam Akers coming out of Florida State, 2nd-round pick for the Rams.
Yep.
I think a lot of people saw the comparison there, 2nd-round pick, Dalvin Cook, So I think there's a lot of hype around him as well. Malcolm Brown's been around to where Henderson was kind of the guy that was left out, to where he's been the most consistent of the year.
Right.
And then at the quarterback position, Herbert been top 10 thanks to a punctured lung for Tyrod Taylor. But, he's really emerged. I don't think anyone's seen this for the rookie. He's really a rookie of the year candidate this year.
Right. And yeah, Herbert, I mean, there have been like conspiracies that maybe Herbert was the one who kind of, pushed it in there a little bit farther. Maybe he was playing doctor.
Yeah.
That's
I don't know.
rough.
Maybe Tyrod Tayller gave him the haircut. I don't know.
Woo-hoo! Maybe he lost the best hand. If you do well, if I get injured here, it's coming off.
Yep.
Of those, of the 2 running backs, I like Darrell Henderson. I didn't know what to expect from Robinson, But in terms of Henderson, I remember watching him a bit last year. I'm like, this dude's a tough little guy. Of those two guys, who do you like going forward with their respective situations?
I think James Robinson, especially for next year, I think you got to consider him as a top 1-2 round pick. The first couple rounds. On production, like he gets the ball, he moves the sticks. He gets near that end zone. He's been scoring. That Thursday night game where he just scored like 3 touchdowns. I mean, just pounded it, trying to will his way himself.
Right. And give me a little side thing, a little surprise here again. 1 or 2 guys that you targeted in every single fantasy league. It could just be one, and you're like, boy, I'm making money this year. Well, give me just one guy that you targeted.
Well, I do a lot of best ball drafts. I don't know if you play best ball, but so I go hard. I'm looking at all the rankings, and a guy that just didn't make sense to me, was getting undervalued, was Keenan Allen.
Oh yeah, for
I was
sure.
Consistently getting him like 5th, 6th round in 12-man drafts, and I've never seen him do less than like a top 12 finish every year. So I just didn't understand. I mean, maybe because the quarterback uncertainty in LA, but he's really just been consistent his whole career.
Yeah, I feel like even like the injury thing, I feel like that still haunts him. Like, how is a dude who's injured, who hasn't been injured in 3 or 4 years, still getting the treatment of he's probably injured?
Right.
Like, he's really good.
And then when you look at the eye test, I mean, he's out there dominating.
Herbert loves the guy.
Oh yeah,
it's very obvious Herbert loves him. Okay, so back to the NBA here. You mentioned the James Wiseman. I know you're probably kind of biased towards him. I'm not the biggest Wiseman fan. I'm tired of hearing long, athletic dude. Like, that's great. That's wonderful. Give me a favorite rookie that you're really hyped about this year that maybe you wish the Warriors would have taken, or is it Wiseman?
Well, I like Wiseman. I think he has a lot of potential. I think part of it is you don't know what he's going to do. We haven't really seen much, so there's a lot of uncertainty. But at the same time, if he was doing what he could be doing in college all year, we wouldn't have got him at the number 2 pick.
Right.
But a guy that I really liked coming in that maybe if we traded down, we would have got, but Tyrese Halliburton out of Iowa State.
Oh, okay.
He actually went to the Kings at 12, which is kind of a steal, which is one of those picks you need to just kind of build a young core. He's got a lot of size. Reminds me of Sean Livingston, who can shoot the 3-ball very well.
Oh, see, that's like, that'd be great.
No, yeah, if Sean Livingston can just knock down 3, that's talking about an all-star possibly.
Yeah, I've heard the name Halliburton before, but I haven't looked at his tape just yet. But I don't know if you saw Denny Adviha or whatever his name is, the Israel guy.
Adviha, yeah. He's another guy that I think it's the uncertainty of European players that we don't really know. They like a lot with Luka Doncic getting passed up. Right. People are worried about, we're not for sure this guy. There's a lot of guys also that come in and underperform out of Europe. So I think that was part of it, but I think he's a great talent.
I do too. Another guy I was looking at. I'm a Heat fan. Precious Achiuwa. Holy smokes!
Oh yeah, that was a great pick for them there.
He's he's like shooting. Bam was not even shooting the 3 in college. I'm like, here's Precious. I'm like, oh cool, he can shoot the 3 too. Won't be consistent, but hey. Woo.
I also like what Charlotte did with getting ball at 3. I feel like it's a great position for him there because low pressure. I feel like if he had went to a place where we need to win now, it would have been a lot more difficult for him. But he has a place where he has time to grow. Young other players will go around. No one's expecting them to go to the playoffs this year.
Exactly.
So if he comes out and balls out, then everyone's gonna think he's doing great. I think it's a great spot for him.
Yeah, LeVar's gonna be loving it.
Oh yeah. I hope we get a pay-per-view of him playing Michael Jordan 1-on-1. That'd be great.
That's got to happen. Like, I know like Twitter's kind of overreacting, like they were holding on to this, but now that he happened to be drafted by the guys, like, okay, come on. Right. I think it's up to him. I think LeVar would do it in a second. I don't know if MJ would.
He'd love to. He'd be the promoter for it.
Oh yeah, shoot. He'll be saying, in this corner we have MJ, in this corner we got me.
Yeah. He'd do anything for 5 minutes of fame, so of course he would.
Duh. Okay. Give me, this is a 2-part question here. Give me the NFL prediction for the end of this season, first of all. Let's go on.
You want right now? Okay, here we go. I got Ravens, Chiefs, AFC Championship. Ravens have been struggling. A lot of people are down on them right now.
Yep.
But they've been running the ball way too much. It's become way too predictable in Baltimore.
Yep.
Vegas are mixing it up right now. Right now, they run the ball more than any team on first down. Defenses know to lock in on that running game on first down, and it makes the whole series that much more easy to defend. They start mixing it up with Lamar Jackson more. If they start hitting that long ball to Marquise Brown, it's going to open up that running game more.
Hollywood.
You got to have a little more balance. I'm always running the ball, or Las Vegas now. We run the ball a lot, but I
Right.
think you got to mix it up. You got to make defenses guessing. You can't let them just lock in on one side of the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and I honestly today, I'm picking the Ravens to actually beat the Titans, and I know that might not be popular. It might not even work. But
I'm with you there.
I feel like people are kind of, like you said, they're kind of doubting them. So the Ravens Chiefs, oh, that would be so sexy on paper.
Ravens defense has been struggling, but that Titans defense, that's really soft defense, if you ask me. I think Lamar's going to eat this week. I think he just hit a couple of deep balls to Andrews and Marquise Brown. That's going to open everything up for that team. That's what they were doing last year, and the offense was so open and easy to run.
Agreed. And finally, the other part of it is the NBA. Give me an NBA prediction for, since the season hasn't started yet. Tell me something like who was the championship MVP or what's going on here.
Well, actually, last year I was really high in Miami. I actually, back even before the COVID break, I had put money down, future bet for them to win it all.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I like what Spoelstra to me is top 3 coach in the league.
Completely
He takes
agree.
teams that, like last year, no one thought they were going to be a contender like that. He takes them all the way, especially playoffs.
Right?
So I think Miami next year, they could keep adding. Yeah, you said the draft. They could add a free agent or two that fits what they're trying to do. I think they can make another run, especially with LeBron out of the East now. The Eastern Conference is wide open. And if you ask me, Brooklyn isn't a true contender.
Completely
They're
agree.
nice. A lot like Houston, they're a nice storyline, something cool to talk about. It'll be fun to watch if they do get Harden. Either way, even if KD and Kyrie is their core, I don't see that as being a team that is going to really go deep in the playoffs and make some noise.
You know, I like you, man. Like, not only are you on board with the 12 Sports team here, getting us our numbers up, you like the Heat. I mean, you support the Heat, and then you got the whole James Harden. That would be so bad. James Harden, the Nets would suck.
Well, I support good basketball. To me, like, I respect James Harden's game. He's manipulating the rules of the game. There's nothing wrong with that, if you ask me.
Agreed.
But a lot of what Houston's been doing is just gimmicky to me.
Yeah.
I think Harden actually does need a change of scenery and a change of culture. Would be good for him. I think he's a great player. I think what he does is great. He's got a great shot. He's almost the hardest player in the league to defend, to be honest.
Right.
It's the whole what they've been doing there. And then Westbrook, to me, is one of the most overrated players in the NBA. I think there's about 50 players in the NBA that could do what he does with the ball in their hands that much.
That's fair.
They just dominated the ball almost 100% of the time. Every play, come down, give me the ball. A lot of players can get triple doubles every night. That's not good team basketball, though. That's like an NBA 2K going down to the streets, That's fun and all, but this is the NBA. You got to play good team basketball, which is why I'm saying Heat. You got to watch out for that next year.
I like it. You're a very good Warriors fan here. But do me a favor. If the Warriors start doing well, if Steph starts going 50 a night, kind of deal, don't be bragging about it on 12 Sports, man. Don't be doing that.
Come on. No. No, I'm all about watching good basketball and respecting players that, if they're balling out and they're playing good basketball, hey, they deserve the credit.
Yeah. So, Tyler, any last words, any last closing statements here before I let you go?
Raiders, baby.
Go
in, just hit them in their mouth. They keep talking. What are we gonna do? Hit them in their mouth.
Take another bus. Take another bus tour.
If they were feeling all great and confident, they wouldn't be talking about it. They wouldn't be worried. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, Raiders, right." They're talking.
Hey, the AFC West. I don't know what it is. They seem to know. Of course, they know their team, but it's only one extra game per year. Right. AFC West is kind of like the NFC West. Like they don't. You don't know when they're going to beat each other up. So hey.
Right. Yep.
If y'all could sweep them this year, though, that'd be a Super Bowl for y'all.
One more thing about that too. This is now 4 out of 5 years the Raiders face the Chiefs coming off the bye week. I mean, it's pretty hard to call that a coincidence. 4 out of 5 years, you only get one bye week a year. We get the Chiefs. All 5 of those years, they've been very good. Going back to Alex Smith days. Roger Goodell, come on, bud.
Boy, poor Roger. That dude.
I know. I mean, I'm not trying to imply anything here, but the one game I've ever seen us get any good calls was the Saints. And who do the NFL probably hate more than the Raiders? The Saints.
The devil worshippers, yep. You're right. All right, Tyler. I will see you around. And this is it for the interview. Appreciate you again. And fill the cup.